I'm going to read off a profile that expresses a sentiment amongst women that I believe complicates the men as provider conversation. Female, late 20s, based in the US, hospital administration. Average looking in my opinion. I'm looking for someone who is similar to me in looks. Prefer if he's over 5'10", but that's not a deal breaker. Ideally, I prefer not to relocate, but will consider it on a case-by-case basis. I would like someone who has a provider mindset, as I do not plan on working after marriage. Someone who earns a take-home of $200,000 at minimum. I also expect him to take part in household duties equally. If we decide to have children, he must be an active father, taking an equal role as myself. I mean, I'm not a man, but I don't know who would take this. It's profiles like this that sometimes tell me how little self-awareness people have, where they think they should be getting something, but they haven't really thought out why this person would choose them. She has her set of requirements, which aren't particularly compromising for what she's bringing to the table. And then on top of that, she wants someone who is a provider, she is not really willing to relocate for. And then on top of that, she wants him to take equal part in household duties and in raising their children. Now, while even provider men should take part in household duties and in being active fathers, at some point, they won't have the capacity to be able to do so if they are financially providing for your family. Like, are we missing the fact that he will have to put his time, effort, and energy, and probably a significant amount of it, towards providing for your family financially, especially in these times? And then if you want to have him do things equally with you at home, even though you are not working, and even though you don't have any children right now, I just don't know how that would seem to make sense to someone. But interestingly, this is a pretty common sentiment, and I understand kind of the background of this, where women have historically been saddled with a lot of the household work, but at the same time, this is kind of pushing it in the very opposite end of the spectrum. Traditional gender roles may give you the ick, which is why you were expecting equal participation from your husband in anything household related. However, when you are asking for a provider husband, you're essentially opting into traditional gender roles yourself. And honestly, I can see why some men who present themselves as providers come with a layer of trepidation, because at some point, because of this pushback on traditional gender roles, partnership is thrown out the window, and the expectation from what's required of them just becomes unrealistic.
Facts. Like, it becomes very much so unrealistic. And a lot of times what I'm noticing is that when you're having these conversations with people, they're having this imaginary lifestyle that they want in conversation by themselves, not in consideration of how it's going to affect someone else. One of the things I always ask is, have you considered how much it will cost to actually provide for the lifestyle that you want? It's simple. It's really simple math. Because if you consider what it costs to take care of you, what it costs to live in something twice the size of what you're living in if you want to expand your family, and you do the numbers of what it will cost to, on average, to have one child or two children. You know, I've been told that if you have one child, the cost doesn't grow drastically if you have a second one, but when you have three, it grows drastically. I don't know, because I don't have children, but I've been told that. But it's almost like people aren't even doing the math, or aren't even like writing this out to see if it makes sense. They're just saying it, saying they want it, and being entitled about it with no consideration of the man at all. And just saying, is there somebody who wants to sign up for this? It's just like, I don't know. It kind of blows my mind a little bit, because let me speak for me. I have family and friends in my life. If I'm thinking something that's a little bit off, they're going to tell me like, hey man, that's not realistic. But it's almost like people either aren't running this by family and friends and saying, hey, does this sound realistic? Or they're in their echo chambers with people who want the same things and are saying the same things, and they're regurgitating things from online and craving these same things that they see others have online and saying, yeah, this is possible. I seen somebody online have it. Now it becomes their standard. Now it becomes their preference. And just listening to her say, share a little bit about the lady's profile, she called her average looking. And I'm not saying just because a person is average looking, they should change their preferences or it changes their value or worth. No, I'm just saying, typically, if we're being honest, there a certain, men are looking for things and women are looking for things based off what they believe they'll get in exchange. So a lot of times men like attractive women. So if based off attraction, you're not meeting those standards, or you're like, she's just okay, he may not feel a sense of, he may not be drawn to you and feel like he'll be getting in exchange for all of his hard work what he actually desires. And I think that's where the wrestle comes, because now women are thinking the same thing. They're thinking of themselves in a way like, I deserve this, I deserve the world, I want this, I want that. And now they're looking for that in a man. And it's like, if a man can't provide that, then they're like, well, I'm settling. It's like, now it just becomes this hamster wheel of thoughts, and you never come to an end, and you end up on some profile saying, hey, can you help me to find this? Like, you weren't able to find it on your own. Now you're asking someone else for help in hopes that they will find it, and living vicariously through someone else who said, I found my person on this through this website, or I got with this dating coach and they helped me. It's like, I don't know. It just seems like we're getting further and further away from the plot. It's like we've lost the plot on what love is, what family is, and that it has little to nothing to do with materials and a lot to do with building, a healthy relationship centered around Christ with a commitment of love, and the husband and the wife doing what's best for them to make sure their family is going forward, that they're blossoming, that they're making sure that, if they have children, that their children are able to get a head start on life more than they did. And I think that's how it should always be. And I should also say this: any man worth his salt wants to provide and protect and make life as soft, as comfortable as possible for his wife. He wants her to be liberated in the sense that she gets to enjoy her hobbies, enjoy her talents, feel free, feel unique, and not necessarily be a carbon copy of what she sees online. Any man worth his salt wants to provide that for his wife. And any good, virtuous woman knows her worth, and there's certain things she shouldn't settle for. But materials, saying, okay, I want a man who make this much money, but I don't want to work at all, and I'm not really interested in relocating. When you're average, your attraction is average, and even the dating coach who's female is saying, this just doesn't seem realistic. It's like, when people start telling you that don't know you, like, hey, I don't think this can happen, you might want to take a listen to it. But the dating conversation is always all over the place, but it's good conversation nonetheless. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.
Find that rock, stand on it, be strong.